Tonight, entire neighborhoods in Bowling Green, Kentucky, unrecognizable. The second floor apartment completely blown away by the tornado.
"22 tornadoes have been reported across 6 states so far. Tornado warnings are still in effect right now.
Well, Kate, even if folks haven't been directly impacted by the tornado, they want to help. Many residents are coming in from near and far, volunteering to pick up the pieces, begin the rebuilding process.
The year 2021 was marked by a series of powerful tornadoes that wreaked havoc across multiple states in the United States, leaving behind scenes of utter destruction. The ferocity and sheer scale of some of these tornadoes were unprecedented. From towns wiped off the map to families devastated, these tornadoes will not soon be forgotten. While the year saw many storms, some tornadoes were among the deadliest and most destructive. In this video, we'll take a look at these 11 worst tornadoes of 2021. On January 25th, Alabama was struck by a fierce tornado that carved its way through the town of Fultondale. This EF3 tornado caused widespread damage, destroying homes, uprooting trees, and tragically claiming one life. The storm, with winds peaking around 150 miles per hour, wreaked havoc on local communities, and dozens of injuries were reported. While Alabama is no stranger to severe weather, this early year tornado was an ominous start to what would become a year of brutal storms. The Fultondale tornado left behind significant physical and emotional scars for residents still recovering from previous storms. Next, on February 15th, North Carolina faced its own tragedy when an EF3 tornado tore through Brunswick County. This tornado, which came unexpectedly during a quiet winter night, resulted in 3 fatalities and significant damage to homes and businesses. The EF3 storm's rapid arrival caught many residents off guard, making it a harsh reminder of the deadly potential of tornadoes outside the typical spring season. With winds estimated at over 160 miles per hour, it devastated entire neighborhoods, displacing families and sending shockwaves through the state. The North Carolina storm left locals reeling, sparking statewide conversations about enhancing early warning systems. In Alabama, another major tornado struck on March 25th, this time bringing far more devastating consequences. This EF4 tornado, part of a larger outbreak across the southeast, claimed 6 lives and left numerous others injured as it moved through multiple communities, including Ohatchee and Wellington. The tornado's path of destruction was marked by leveled homes, splintered trees, and scenes of utter devastation. This EF4 storm, with winds reaching over 170 miles per hour, demolished everything in its path, leaving people to sift through rubble for any remnants of their lives. For the survivors, this tornado became one of the most terrifying events of the year. Just days later, on March 27th, Texas was hit by an EF2 tornado in the town of Cherokee County, resulting in 1 death and numerous injuries. While smaller in scale than some of the other tornadoes, this EF2 storm was particularly destructive, sweeping away homes, tearing apart power lines, and leaving a trail of devastation behind it. For those affected, the Cherokee County tornado was a brutal reminder of the unpredictable nature of tornadoes, even when they're classified at lower EF levels. Many residents were left coping with both physical losses and emotional trauma. In early April, Louisiana experienced a deadly EF3 tornado on April 10th, bringing destruction and sorrow to the community of Palmetto. This tornado, with winds estimated at 140 miles per hour, resulted in the tragic loss of 1 life and left significant damage across a swath of the region. Homes were obliterated, trees uprooted, and families displaced in an instant. Louisiana residents familiar with hurricanes found themselves reeling from the sudden violence of this tornado. The storm underscored the vulnerability of communities in tornado-prone areas, and residents were left grappling with extensive losses. Before we continue, make sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon for more updates. Let's move on to the next deadly tornado. On September 1st, Pennsylvania saw an EF2 tornado near the town of Mullica Hill, which came as part of the remnants of Hurricane Ida. The tornado killed 1 person and caused severe destruction to properties, ripping roofs off buildings and downing power lines. The Pennsylvania tornado highlighted the destructive potential of storms spun off from hurricanes, creating a double threat that residents had not anticipated. With the death toll mounting, this tornado was a stark reminder of the ways in which weather patterns can overlap to disastrous effect. Homes were left uninhabitable, and the recovery process has been slow and painful. Mississippi was struck by a devastating EF2 tornado on October 27th that resulted in the death of 1 person in Yazoo County. With winds over 115 miles per hour, the tornado swept through rural communities, knocking down structures and leaving widespread destruction in its wake. Though not as large or as powerful as some others on this list, this EF2 tornado wreaked havoc, leaving residents to grapple with rebuilding efforts and the emotional toll of yet another severe weather event in the region. The storm reinforced the deadly risks that even smaller tornadoes can bring. December 10th was a particularly dark day, marking one of the worst tornado outbreaks in recent U.S. history. On that day, a series of tornadoes swept across several states, each one leaving devastation in its wake. In Arkansas, Missouri, and Tennessee, an EF4 tornado claimed 8 lives and caused severe damage. This powerful tornado, with winds peaking at 170 miles per hour, obliterated homes and infrastructure, creating a trail of destruction and trauma that will likely take years to overcome. Communities were left shattered, with homes flattened and lives changed forever by this ferocious storm. Missouri experienced yet another EF3 tornado on December 10th, resulting in 1 death. This tornado touched down in St. Charles County, striking neighborhoods and destroying homes before dissipating. Though short-lived, its impact was profound, as families were displaced and communities left mourning. The Missouri tornado underscored the brutal realities of these storms and highlighted the resilience required to endure and rebuild in their aftermath. On the same day, Illinois was hit by a deadly EF3 tornado that claimed 6 lives. This tornado tore through Edwardsville, collapsing an Amazon warehouse and causing widespread damage. Winds reached up to 150 miles per hour, and the destruction of the warehouse, where employees were trapped, brought national attention to the vulnerability of such facilities during extreme weather events. The tragedy in Illinois served as a reminder of the toll that tornadoes can take on both individuals and industries, sparking conversations about workplace safety during severe weather. However, the most catastrophic event of the year occurred on December 10th, when a powerful EF4 tornado carved a massive path of destruction through Tennessee and Kentucky, causing 57 fatalities, primarily in Kentucky. This was the deadliest and most destructive tornado of 2021, with winds reaching up to 190 miles per hour. The tornado's path stretched over 200 miles, leaving behind a trail of devastation across multiple states. Entire towns were obliterated, families torn apart, and communities forever changed. For Kentucky, it was a disaster of historic proportions, with thousands of residents left homeless and grieving loved ones lost to the storm. This tornado left the nation in shock, illustrating the sheer power of nature and the vulnerability of human life in its face. Overall, 2021 proved to be one of the deadliest years for tornadoes since 2011, with nearly 100 fatalities attributed to these storms across various outbreaks throughout the year. The devastation left behind has prompted discussions about climate change's role in increasing severe weather events, and has raised awareness about preparedness measures that communities can take to mitigate future risks.